Hello all and welcome to Wayne's Allotment. Before I go any further, I hope you're all coping with this COVID-19 virus and that you're still getting out and getting onto your allotments. It's been confirmed that it is a-okay to go out onto your allotment because it's good for mental health, it's exercise and just good for your general well-being, I would say. We've got signs up with regards roughly the general guidelines and a little bit extras from our local council. So that's there's a sign on the gate and there's one or two signs dotted around the site. So we're all managing to carry on and doing our own thing, but keeping that safe distance. So with regards to what am I doing? Well, I get and do first of my early potatoes in buckets. I've got some courgettes, cucumbers and so on that I get and sow. I've got some spring onions that need to go out. And one or two other things. You know how it is with me, there's always a little bit of something in there. So without further ado, thank you all very much for watching. Please like, comment, and if you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell when you subscribe so that you're notified of when I put some more drivel like this up. Got to try and put a smile on everybody's face somehow. We're in these times at the moment, hey? So without further ado, let's crack on. Thanks a lot. Date is the 23rd of March and I'm going to sow some peas. I normally do Kelvedon Wonder. This year I'm going with Hurst Green Shaft. Basically because they are, I think they're 10 peas per pod, whereas Kelvedon Wonder, although they're an earlier variety, they are something like 7 or 8 peas per pod. So I'll spin you around and show you where I'm putting them and what I'm doing. Right, this is where they're going. This trench along here last year had the beans in it, so I'm just putting them where that netting is. That is roughly 3 meters long. So I'll get and make the trench and put the peas in. There we go. So that's all the peas, as you can see behind me there, all sown, put in under the netting. They will get a quick watering because don't want them to dry out or anything, so keep them well watered. And that's the start of the peas. I will put some more in further around the plot, but I just wanted to get them in for now and get the ball rolling. Right, the date is the 22nd of March, it's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. And I'm going to do me potatoes in my buckets. The variety I've got is Swift. These, I believe these can be ready in something, I think I've read it somewhere where they can be ready in as quick as 7 to 8 weeks from going in. I have done these before, and we've had good results from them, so I'm doing them again. I'm going to leave the buckets in the greenhouse until all signs of frost have gone. Who knows, we may possibly end up harvesting them before we've run out of the risk of frost, shall we say. But I'll swing you around and show you what I'm actually doing with regards preparing the compost and, well, preparing the buckets and so on for it all. Right, as you can see, I've got three buckets. At the moment I've only got compost in the middle bucket, and the compost that I've got is Verve from B&Q, which, for those of you outside of the UK, B&Q is a big hardware store, do-it-yourself store here in the UK. And what I'm going to do is I've then got a bucket of muck. That is some well rotted manure from round on the allotment. So I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do with everything. Right, so what I'm going to do, let me just put you over that bucket there. Get these gloves on. I'm going to put some of the compost into this first bucket. In fact, I'll probably put majority of it in here actually. I used to use this all the time, this Verve. I'll now add some of this muck. And work it all in. Breaking it up as I go along. Put a bit more in. Right, I'm then going to put a good handful or so of pelletised chicken muck, and a little bit of fish blood and bone. There we go, that's that done. The potatoes, there we go. Now then, 4, 8, this 10. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to put 4 in 2 of the buckets and 2 in 1 bucket. These have chitted quite well. I'm going to break some of these chits off actually. we'll take that one off there, we'll take that one off there. So we'll get these in. I'm going to put one in that way. That one has just got just a few chits, so that'll do. So we'll put that in that way. We'll cover with a bit of compost. I'm now going to add some muck to this compost here. Also adding pelletised chicken milk, and a bit of fish blood and bone. And we'll add that into this. We'll put 2 more potatoes in. That one there. That one will break that chit off, and that one. And we'll just put those in there. We'll then put the rest of this compost over the top. And as ever, don't forget the label. So we'll put that in there. These will get a bit of a watering now. Let me just take this glove off and swing you around and talk to you, not at you. Right. So they've gone in there. I'm going to do the same with the other 2 buckets, and I'll bring you back when I've finished. So we've got some potatoes on the go. Quite pleased about that. So I'll bring you back when I've got them all done ready. Okay, there we have it. All 3 buckets done, all the same. All had well rotted manure mixed in with the compost, along with fish blood and bone and pelletised chicken muck. These 2 have got 4 potatoes in. That one at the end has just got 2 in, and we'll see how they go. They're as I say, the variety is Swift, and I'm sure I've read it somewhere where it says they can be ready in something like 7 to 8 weeks. So I've put them in the greenhouse here because of any threats of frost, give them a bit of extra protection. So we could either be doing one of 2 things. These could be going out once the threat of frosts are gone, or we could be harvesting them before we end up putting them out. I don't know. They will, once they've got themselves pretty well established, these will be topped up a bit more yet, and once the plants are fairly well established, they will start to then be watered and fed with a bit of tomato feed, just to probably towards the end, you know, before we get them out, give them a little bit of tomato feed just to help boost them along. So yes, that's it. That's me Swift potatoes all done. Right, I've just put the first lot of the spring onions in all along here. I had got all intentions of setting the camera up and showing you me putting them in. Got the dog's teeth in at the moment. Yeah, so but in the excitement of getting them in, I just banged on, got them done, and here we are. The bed is the bed that had all the broad beans literally loosely scattered, which I've now straightened up, put into a much better row, and I've got my spring onions in there now. White Lisbon is the variety, and in the little bunches I shall now sow some more seed and get and put some more in as we work through the beds. Well, I've got a little something a bit different to show you. It's with regard to some seeds. I'll show you as I explain. I'll just spin you around and show you what I'm on about. Right, what you can see there, obviously 2 little containers that you would have takeaway meals in. Yes, sweet corn, lark, and French climbing bean, cobra. And what I'm doing is I've just sorted these out, but I've got, as you can see, tissue paper with the seed. I've got tissue paper on the bottom. I've wet the tissue paper, popped the seed in, only so much seed, and then covered back up with the tissue. I've done the same with the sweet corn. Now, I've done this in the past with parsnips, but I've never done it. There we go. These have not long been done, so you're not going to see a great deal. But again, as I say, bit of tissue, wet it, put the seed in, and I want to chit them. Basically because with sweet corn especially, I seem to have a very poor germination rate with my sweet corn. French beans, not too bad, but I've just decided I'd do the same with them anyway. It's a very simple thing to do. Once these are sealed like this, I've then got them standing on top of one of my propagators, just to give them a little bit of warmth, so that they'll start hopefully to sprout. Let me just spin you around again. Yeah, doing these this way, it's just these little containers, then I put them on top of my heated propagators, so there's just that little bit of warmth coming through them, and they'll be left for, I shall look at them now probably in about a week, just to check to see what started to sprout. The sweet corn, that's definitely for me, I think that's definitely the way to go, because I don't know why, but I never have a very good germination rate with sweet corn. French climbing beans generally aren't too bad. And what I'm going to do with these, once these have actually started to chit, to sprout, they will then be put into root trainers. Each individual seed, just pop it into a root trainer and then be left to grow on before they then go out. But I just thought I'd show you that. It's something, you obviously don't have to do it. It's just something I have decided I'm going to do this year. Something different, just to try to see if I can get a lot better germination rate, especially with the sweet corn more than anything. Well, that's it for this one. Thank you all very much for watching. Really is very much appreciated. Before I sign off, you'll have seen in that video, or in this video should I say, that I've just planted some onions out. The date is the 1st of April. Well, I planted them out, and as I've planted them out, I've harvested them. Now I know they're not brilliant, they're not massive, they're not sort of thing you'd buy in a supermarket, But what is good about these, they're mine. I've grown them from seed, and that's what it's all about. That's the buzz, that's the kick, call it what you like, but that's what's so good about this, growing your own. So without further ado, once again, thank you all very much for watching. Please comment, please like. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Thanks a lot.